Hey, researchers. Hey, I have realized that I don't need to provide any more information for you, that there is so much information that's available that you can get in terms of how to write a research paper, how to apply to different schools, how to how to apply for grants, how to do any of that kind of stuff. And the truth is that all of that stuff is a commodity. Everything that I can tell you is already out there. In fact, there's probably people that are much better than I am. And that's actually where I'm going to start. I'm going to start to tell you that there's so many more people that are better than me and better than you. And you have to kind of embrace that. And so for me, I am learning that people don't need that. That's not what they need. People need other people to say, you got this, get back up, keep doing it every single day. Listen, the whole career is really tough. Everybody's telling you all the time that people don't like what you're doing. The entire thing is negative, from when you're actually teaching somebody and they're asking questions, from when you're presenting something and they're trying to tear your idea apart. The whole thing is extremely stressful. And then you can't get a job after it because guess what? You didn't meet the standard of what the market suggested. And all of that lets me suggest that I should be more of me. You should be more of you. You should just be able to love who you are, get up and get going and do your thing. And that's what I've realized, is that, the challenging part is not doing any of the, not knowing what to do and what to write. That stuff's pretty easy at this point. In fact, I thought that was my limitation for a long time, but actually it's coming to terms with the fact that you don't have a limitation. You have a trait, whatever that looks like, and that trait is truly wonderful. And it's just simply different than other people, and it's not being recognized for the traits that you actually have. And all of this has taken me years to figure out that I'm not problematic. You're not problematic. There's nothing wrong with you. The market is just extremely difficult to compete in. So-called compete, I don't even like that word anymore, but it's just difficult to do your thing. And nobody's being a bug in your ear, getting back up and doing it and saying, hey, you're gonna do okay. And it doesn't matter how far you get done today. Write one word. Don't even write today. Don't even do anything today. It doesn't matter what's actually happening. What matters is the fact that you're happy and healthy and you want to get back up again and you want to keep going. And ultimately, I see that is the issue. Ultimately, we have generations. We have many people over the years that have given up on the scientific effort, that have said, I can't do this. This is too difficult. Nobody is being a bug in my ear saying, get up. And man, if there's 10 other people, if there's 100, if there's 1,000 other people that get back up and say, hey, get going, you're doing okay, that's wonderful. The fact is that most people don't have that in the scientific game. From people that are very junior and just starting out to people that are very senior. In particular, probably those folks that are very senior are trying to cheer on other people and they're not getting it themselves. They don't have the bug in their ear to get back up and do it. So if I can tell my story, if I could tell you, hey, there's lots of days I don't like to do this. I don't like to get back up. And there's lots of days I don't do work. I'm serious. I just don't do work because it's not healthy for me. I can't get back up and get going again if I can repeatedly do that. I can't do the stuff that is told, the sort of norms, the sort of fictional story that people tell you. I can't do that stuff. I'm not up all hours of the night. I don't get up bright and early to do work. I eat. I do those things. I do those simple things that regular people do. I am not a machine. And I think that's my story. That's why you feel you and you feel normal, is that you can't do that stuff either. Secretly in your room, you can't do that stuff either. And that's okay. I think about this. There's this one line. So we had this statistics professor who's actually kind of a quirky guy. He was really good at my graduate school. And he used to say that nobody knows behind closed doors what you're doing. And he was talking about statistics in terms of, manipulating different things, kind of being like tongue-in-cheek. Anybody who's worked with statistics understands that, there's a lot of stuff that you could do with numbers. But when it comes down to it, it's the truth. Nobody knows how you actually feel inside. And I'm going to be as honest and true to you as much as I can. As much flack as I get for doing it, for being honest, for being open and saying, hey, this stuff is hard. I routinely feel like, almost every day, I feel like I don't want to do it, but I get back up and I try. And if my world changes for some God-known reason, an ungodly reason in the near future, and everything changes and I do something different, then that's perfectly fine. The same with you. Just realize you're perfectly fine with who you are. You're an amazing human being, and that's all that matters. And that's what I try to reflect on. I try to be myself. I try to remind myself, no matter what happens, I'm perfectly good. Lots of days I can't get to what I want to do in my mind. I should be doing more, and perhaps the market tells me I should be doing more, but I'm okay. And I'm a perfectly healthy, amazing human being. And I hope you feel the same way too. Man, because what we do is tough. Nobody's ever going to tell you that in the open. If they do, they're telling you how amazing they are, the war stories, the courageous stuff that they do. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Doesn't matter. We all are human. We all do things that are goofy. We all screw up. We're all perfectly healthy. And I hope the message that you're getting from this, regardless of what happens to you, you're going to be just fine. You're amazing, perfectly fine, truly remarkable human being.